Morning guys, and welcome to my channel Glen. My name's Glenn and you're following my cryptocurrency journey from the start. I started about 3 weeks ago and I've been videoing almost every day of my journey of cryptocurrency and what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and what mistakes I've made along the way. So today, yesterday was a massive day for cryptocurrency. It seemed like wherever you put your money in any coin or any token, it was on the up. So hopefully everyone's happy who's invested in cryptocurrency because everything was on the up. So a lot happened. Before I get into what I want to talk about today, one of the criticisms I got yesterday was that my videos are too long and I babble on a bit, which is a valid point. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? There's normally so much on my mind that I want to talk about, and really I'm not talking to my wife about it, I'm talking to you guys about it. So I feel like if you was in the room with me, I'd probably talk the same amount, but I don't know, should I make the videos a bit shorter, make them sort of more condensed down, maybe sort of 10-minute long videos? Not too sure what to do about that and how I would speed things up. Because normally when I'm viewing stuff or showing you guys things, I've only because obviously I only found out about it that morning or the night before. You're sort of getting a lot, like a live reaction of what I'm looking into. The only other way I could do it, I suppose, is if I structured my videos more. So I already had it planned out what I'm going to show you, what I'm going to talk about, and sort of maybe rehearse it and stuff like that. But I don't know, I want more of a free-flowing conversation, but let me know what you guys think. If you guys feel that my videos would be better if they were shorter and condensed down, please let me know in the comment section below. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty stuff, I've got to do the usual YouTube thing and say please subscribe. What is it down here? Ding 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 ding. You can like this video and you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all Glen. And I'll answer any of your questions you got. I had quite a lot of messages yesterday actually, and I think I've got back to everyone, and I think I replied to all my YouTube comments, so hopefully that keeps you guys happy. So let's get into it, guys. Oh, face is gone. Obviously you want to see this beautiful face, surely. It's the only reason you're watching these videos. Yeah, right. So yesterday the markets were easy amount, not just a little bit. I think the only one that sort of hovered really was Bitcoin, which is odd because normally everyone's talking about Bitcoin's gone up another $1,000, but that weren't the case. Bitcoin took a step back yesterday. Ethereum has gone up to $650 as of right now, which is December the 13th, 2017. I believe that went up. It was a little bit above that yesterday. I saw it at 660 at some point. And then Litecoin was the biggest winner. So oddly enough, the day before, I had all my money in Bitcoin. And I actually transferred it from Bitcoin into Litecoin before I went asleep because I read some of the tweets going on about Litecoin, and it just seemed like there was a lot of positive news around it. And the next day I woke up and yeah, it was it was at 240. And then it went to 250, 260, 270. It went all the way up to, I think I cashed out actually. So I actually converted my Litecoin back into Bitcoin using Gdax, but I'll get into that in a second. I had an issue with them. It went all the way up to, I think it was about $360. Well, that's when I noticed it anyway. It might have gone up more. Obviously, I was checking it in between working and stuff like that, but that's saying 341 was at its highest. So yeah, I think I cashed out at 330 actually, if I remember correctly. So it's dropped back down a little bit, but still not dramatically. It's still way up, but yeah, it went from like being like 150 to 350. So massive gains yesterday. Monero was on the up as well. That was up quite a bit at one point. It slowly dropped back down, but now it's on its way back up again, which obviously I've got a Genesis mining contract, only a very small one of Monero, so I'm quite interested in that. And then Dash at one point, that must have dropped quite a bit, because at one point that was over $910, and I thought, oh, is that Dash gonna go to 1,000? And I was gonna transfer my money into Dash, but I didn't in the end. I'll tell you why in a second. So that was the markets yesterday, and this is it live now. So this is it's 9 in the morning now. Things are starting to sort of level out a bit, but yesterday they were just going up and up and up, and it was like that all day. So I actually had in my Exodus wallet, I had 770. I've probably got it. If you watch back one of my videos 2 days ago, I had about 770 in there, I believe, and it was sort of hovering. It went above 800, and then it dropped back down. But now it's at 1689. So I literally doubled my money, and this is where not that I'm being too greedy, but this was just saying that I thought of last night. Obviously I've just done a massive upgrade with, or in my opinion, a massive upgrade with Hashflare, and in the Hashflare website I put in, so yeah, I literally doubled my money. But what I was thinking is, oh, if I didn't put that $1,600 into Hashflare and I just kept it just for another day, another 24 hours, that probably, if it done the same, would have turned into another sort of $3,000, really doubling the money. So all in total, yes, yeah, I could have potentially had about $4,000 worth of, or $4,500 worth of Bitcoin today, which then I could have done a big upgrade with Hashflare. So I sort of jumped in maybe 24 hours early. But then saying that, would I have had it all in Litecoin? Would I have had some in Bitcoin? Bitcoin did go up yesterday, but then it dropped back down. It went up, it down. So probably would have, broke even with the Bitcoin. I probably would have had some in maybe a bit of Ethereum, because Ethereum had massive gains as well yesterday. But so I don't be too greedy. I'm very happy with my purchase of Hashflare. But that is saying that crossed my mind. Maybe I'd jumped the gun 24 hours too early. But never mind. There you go. So now I've got obviously 1.6 left. I'm putting in 1,200 into Envian on Friday. So I've only got today and tomorrow of this being in my account, really. So I've actually gained sort of another £400, which in dollars is about, I don't know, $700. So I was debating what to do. Should I withdraw some of that, sort of 400-500, and put it back towards what I paid for Hashflare? And then that way I've gained, I mean, all in total, I put in pounds, I actually put in 1,100 British pounds. If I can withdraw, say, 500, then really I've only actually spent sort of, what's that, 700, 600, about £600 then. So then I'd only have to earn another £600, and then Hashflares can completely cost me nothing within a short period of time. So, or should I put it back into Hashflare and obviously get more hash power, then generate more money quicker? So I don't know. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Send me a message what your thoughts are. I'm going to think about it over the next 2 days, and then probably make my decision. I've never actually withdrawn money from Exodus or Coinbase back into actually my account, so I've never actually seen any return on anything I've done so far. So bear that in mind. Obviously you can have all this cryptocurrency stuff going on, and as my wife keeps pointing out every single day, it could all crash. So take a bit of profit, or take some money out, or at least buy something. If there's a way that, this is my opinion, obviously don't take it as any financial advice, you haven't gained any profit until you actually exchange it for something else that you want. So whether that's you turn it into cash and then you go to the shop and buy stuff, or you pay off some debt that you owed before, or you use Bitcoin to buy something, it's all well and good accumulating all these coins all the time, which is great, but at some point you need to buy something with it, because what's the point? Otherwise you've just got digits on a computer. And that's my opinion anyway. So I think I'm going to take some profit out. At least that way I can feel like, yes, I've actually earned money from this cryptocurrency journey so far. Even though my balance on here's going up, my balance in my hash flare's going up, what does that actually equate to? It's just numbers on my computer screen. Obviously, my wife thinks it's all made up and not real. And she said, Glenn, when you actually start buying stuff with this money you're saying you're making, she said, then I'll start believing you. So, I don't know, maybe I'll do it just to prove a point to her. So anyway, that was my wallets. That's my thoughts on the gains from yesterday. Obviously, that's the markets today, so we've covered all that. So what should we talk about next? Last night, I wanted to... Oh yeah, while we've got Exodus up. Last night, I thought, right, I want to convert Litecoin because Litecoin had such a good gain. I thought at some point that's probably going to drop back down, which it has. I cashed out at $330. It's now down to sort of 308, I think we saw, so it's dropped a bit. It might drop a bit more today, I don't know. But I thought, you know what, I'll convert it into Bitcoin because Bitcoin hasn't had a massive amount of gains today. So what I'll do is put it into Bitcoin because the chances are at some point that's going to go up, but really it's only for the next 2 days. And then I was thinking about upgrading with Hashflares and they accept Bitcoin, so I thought I could just transfer over. Anyway, I went to do the exchange, and I know I've done a video on this before, but I think when I tried actually videoing it at that exact point in time, the price of exchanging money or transferring money with Bitcoin, the Bitcoin fees was oddly enough low for some reason, and they probably are now that I'm going to record this video. But last night I went to transfer £1,380 worth of Litecoin, which again, sorry if you're from America, in dollars you're talking about $1,600. Now to transfer that money into Bitcoin, I would actually end up receiving 1,294. So the fee there is only £85, but when I looked at it last night, it was more like 155, I believe. And I even, just to prove to you, because you guys are going to think, oh, Glenn's just moaning for the sake of moaning. I'm going to show you. There we go. Look, I texted my friend Nathan last night. £155. That's ridiculous. Yeah, do it through Gdax. Blah blah blah. So it was about 150 quid. So out of that 1,300 that I'd gained from obviously all Litecoin going up, I thought, oh, I'm going to lose 150 of it straight away. So I thought, you know what, I'll try the Gdax technique. So I transferred it into Gdax last night, and I actually videoed it, not me talking over it, but I just videoed just so I could show you guys, because I knew that it wouldn't happen for me the next day. Not the wrong bloody video, ain't I? There we go, Gdax issue. So I transferred the money into Gdax, sold the Litecoin. I waited for the candlesticks to go up. So I know I'm sounding really basic, but I waited for there was an upward trend. So I waited till it was at a high. Then I quickly sold my Litecoin. So I was on this one here, Litecoin to Bitcoin, and I was selling. And I sold 1,300, placed order. Then, sorry, I actually had like 5.5 something Litecoin. Yeah, that's about right actually there. So I went place order. I waited for the candlesticks to be at a high point. So I sat there and watched them on the sort of every 5 minutes. I waited, and see that's on a downward, so you wouldn't want to do that now. But I did it when it was like, you know, up here last night, or you know, something like that. So then I transferred it over, and then it went through straight away. Literally, as soon as I clicked that place order, it was here and it said filled. So, and then it showed up in my balance. It was instant. It was like I couldn't have blinked faster. So I had 0.1 something, and I thought 0.1 of a Bitcoin. Oh, I've got a tenth of a Bitcoin now. So I copy and pasted that into here to tell me how much that would be worth, and it was worth $2,000, which I thought, oh, that's a lot. Oh yeah, but then Exodus is in British pounds. I got a bit confused. I was thinking, oh, I only transferred over 1,300. But then when I converted that back into British pounds, I went over to Bitcoin to British pounds. It worked out like 1,510 or something like that. So I thought, bloody hell! From doing that, instead of me losing £155, I've gained £125. So that's a swing of like 280 difference. So yeah, I actually end up gaining money. So I thought, great, I've earned money today from Litecoin going up. I've earned money from doing this transfer through Gdax rather than just exchanging it through Exodus. I thought, brilliant. I'm getting the hang of this, like. um, but then I went to my balance and I thought, right, I'll transfer it back into my Exodus wallet now because I don't know, I don't trust myself leaving money in this website in case I start trading left, right, and centre. But I went over to, anyway, I'll show you the video. I went to trade it. And this was happening to me. So I did it at 9 o'clock last night, or 7 minutes past 9. You can see here on this video, oh, it doesn't show you the, oh yeah. You can see there that it was, at this point, 12:30. Now what happened was, every time I was clicking on it, it said estimated payout, and it just kept changing the time to whatever it was now. So it was literally like a live clock. It was just going up and up and up. So you can see there, that's the exact time that it was on there. And it just kept changing, and that went on for hours and hours and hours. So I messaged Gdax through their customer support. I said, look, I made this transfer I made this transfer 3 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago, and it still hasn't gone through. I kept refreshing the, because at first I thought maybe it was Exodus. So I kept refreshing it, and then yeah, I was getting annoyed. In the end, it got to like 1 in the morning. I thought, you know what, I need to go to sleep. I'm going to be up early. So I left it, and I come down this morning, still not in there. And I'd left this on all night, so I was thinking, oh, geez, have I lost it? And I was really panicking. I was thinking, oh my God, I just gained all that money and then just lost it through a transfer. Mate, did I not copy and paste the Bitcoin thing right? Did I accidentally copy the Bitcoin Cash one or something? I just thinking all these things. And I just sat there and refreshed it a couple of times. So I clicked this Bitcoin and then rescan the network. And in the end, about, I'd say 8 o'clock this morning, so only an hour ago, it went through. And I was like, oh, yes, thank God. So that was a bit of a tense moment. So yeah, that's an issue that I had with Gdax. I emailed them. I was really disappointed actually. I emailed them saying, "Here, thank you for your blah blah blah." I don't tell you. I messaged them and I basically said, "Look, I've been waiting 3 hours and it hasn't gone through. I had to put in the exact amount of money that was being transferred, what time it was, and yada yada yada, so they could look into it." And I've not heard nothing back. This was an automatic response I got literally a second after I sent the email, and I've not heard nothing since. So I don't know how long they take. 24 hours, 48, but. Anyway, it's done now, so they're probably going to email me back later on tonight. So, that's me moaning over and done with. My next point of call is... Oh, I didn't realise actually, you can actually view, whenever you make a transfer, you can actually view it on the blockchain. So you can copy and paste the transaction number, and it said here that it had 39 confirmations. So this is how I believe it works. Miners work through the load and they confirm that transactions were or weren't made and they're correct or not. This had 39 people confirm that it was a correct transaction. Sometimes, I believe with Gdax it says we will not send you the money until you've had at least 3 confirmations. 3. So I had 39. So I was thinking, God, just get on with it. Just transfer the money. And that's on, if you want to check yourself any transfers you do, that's blockchain.info. So that's quite a useful website. So that's Gdax. So I had a couple of friends around last night, and they don't particularly watch these videos, but they keep asking me about Bitcoin and stuff like that and what's going on with it. And obviously, I'll gladly tell them. I'll go on and on for a couple of hours if you want. And I was showing them last night. I showed them this CoinMarketCap. They'd never seen that before. All they've done is set up a Coinbase account, and they're like, my friend Andy, he said, "Oh, I bought £70 worth of Litecoin. Oh, it's gone up to 250 today. Oh, I'm really happy with that." And I said to him, my point of view, I said, "Yeah, that's really good, mate. What do you plan on doing in that?" And he said, "Oh, I don't know. Why? What are you thinking?" I said, "Well, to me, the most important thing at this point in time, as this space is so new, is to accumulate as many coins as possible. Because I was saying, if you invest £1,000 into, say, Bitcoin today, say it's worth 17,000, that coin might go up to 20, 25, 30, 35,000. So let's say it's 35,000. And let's say it takes a year to get there. It's up and down, whatever. That's really good. You've earned £1,000. You put £1,000 in, you've just held on to it, and then a year later it's worth £2,000. And obviously, if you're talking 10, 20,000, then all of a sudden you're talking even bigger gains. Doubling your money, whatever. But to me, I was thinking, do you know what? I said, let's say you do that. Yes, so you've got your £1,000 or even £10,000. You put it in, and potentially next year you might double your money. Yeah. I was thinking, imagine if you put that £10,000 towards gaining more coins. And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, let's say today you use that 10,000 to accumulate more Bitcoin. So let's say with that 10,000 you can somehow accumulate 2 Bitcoins over the course of a year. And he said, yeah, that's what you're saying. I said, well, then them 2 coins would be worth 35,000 each. So then now you've gained 70,000 from your 10,000. And he was like, yeah, you're right, I suppose. And I said, I honestly believe that Bitcoins will be worth sort of 25,000 at some point. So I said to him, if I can accumulate one whole coin and say it's cost me 2,000 or 3,000 to get there, I've gained £25,000 from my original 2,000 or 3,000. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, Bitcoin could drop in price and I could lose all of that and I'll lose my £3,000. And there are people out there, like yesterday proved, you could own, and this is aimed at Bitcoin more than the others, but if you could go out and buy £1,000 worth of Ethereum today, or Litecoin, and I don't know where any of them are going to go, but Litecoin could go up to being worth £2,000 a coin. Then obviously you're making massive gains, So in those coins, there are big money to be made. Don't get me wrong, but I'm predominantly focusing, say, on Bitcoin at the moment. So I was saying, if I want to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible, so obviously with that, as I shared with you guys, obviously I'm looking at doing Hashflare, which is an online cloud mining service. So they mine for you. They've got these massive units and your GPUs and ASIC miners all running, and they'll happily rent you their hash power, and they take a cut. So they're earning a cut from the mining already. They earn, I assume, some sort of fee for you transferring money out of them, and also you're paying to rent the machine. So they're sort of getting money. They're doing well out of it. Don't get me wrong. So obviously I'm using this as a mining tool now because I couldn't get an S9, and I actually had on here 2 days ago. If you watch back my videos, I had 11.66 terahash. But because someone's used my referral link, so thank you very much, I know who you are, they have upgraded, or I got paid some Bitcoin as a commission. Then I got $30 worth of Bitcoin, and then this automatically reinvested it. So then today I've woke up, the balance has gone down, but obviously my hash rate has now gone up to 12.32. So it's already starting. What I was talking about in my video, saying could you earn 50,000, it's starting to happen. But obviously I'm at the beginning stages. Obviously I'm going to follow this through and let you guys know. If you're watching this maybe a year later, it might be too late. Maybe the difficulty's too high, or the coins dropped in price. I don't know, but they might be irrelevant. But as of today, as of December the 13th, this seems to be working very well, which I'm really happy with. So now I've got 12.32 terahashes, which is what an S9 would be running at an optimal level at a long period of time. So yeah, really happy with that. A couple of you have sent me some spreadsheets, one in the comments and one on through Twitter, with which are the best pools to use, because with this you can actually select what pools you want to use. I believe BT China was one of the better ones. But I need time to sit there and read it and digest it. I only got sent it, I think one was last night and one was this morning. So I will read through it, guys, and sort of weigh up the pros and cons, and start tweaking them. But as it stands right now, I'm just going to leave that as it is, because I'm not knowledge. I haven't got enough knowledge to start messing stuff about. So yeah, the Bitcoin contracts on this mining site Hashflare seem to be very profitable at the minute, and that's because the price of the coin is so high compared to where the difficulty is. Whereas if you go for, like, say, one of the other ones, the price of the coin and the difficulty are fairly close to each other, so that then if you're putting £1,000 into it, it would take quite a long time for you to get that £1,000 back. But again, I'm hoping, because to me, I don't really care about how profitable it is today. I care about how much Bitcoin. I know I talked to you guys about, oh, I'm getting $30 a day, because that's very easy to digest and work out in your head. Oh, Glenn's earning $30 a day. But actually, I care about this. I'm earning 0.001 of a Bitcoin a day. Obviously, I would like to be more at sort of 1.0. I'd love to earn whole Bitcoin, and I've said that. So this is like my journey to owning one whole Bitcoin, because if I can somehow do it, then when that coin does get to 25,000, I've made £25,000. You know, from a $1,600 investment. So, sorry, $25,000. I should keep talking in dollars, not in pounds. I keep getting mixed up. But just see where I'm coming from. The key to this game, I believe, is in the coins, accumulating as many coins. So even though I say these are not profitable now, so say Litecoin and Ethereum and Zcash, whatever, they might not be profitable today, but the amount of coins that you have in your wallet will go up. And this is what I was saying back to my point earlier. You could have, you know, £1,492 worth of Bitcoin, but that really equates to 0.1 of a Bitcoin. Now, if I just left that there and waited till this time next year or the year after, I would still have 0.1172 of a Bitcoin. That's never going up. The price of it's going up, how much it's worth is going up, but I'm still just sitting there with 0.11. Not that I'm sounding ungrateful, but to me, I want to just keep accumulating that coin, yeah? So, sorry if I'm babbling on and if I'm not making sense, but that's my philosophy, and that's the way I'm going to try and head with this mining. So now I'm up to 12.32 terahash. So I've got this. Oh look, I've already done it. Bam! Look at that. It's almost like I pre-planned it. So that is saying then that from now onwards, before it was $25 with the fees. Now it's saying I should be earning $29 a day, which obviously then is going to up my gigahash. So tomorrow I'll start earning $30 a day. Then weekly that's $203, monthly that's $871, and yearly that's $10,600. Sorry. Obviously, with that money, this was my other option. You know, I said to you, oh, should I just withdraw some of that money or should I put it back in? I can actually buy another, because I need to keep 1,200 aside for Envian, because that's how much I want to put in to them. So that leaves me with, what was it? What have I got? I think it's another £400. Yes, I've got £477, which in dollars is, I believe, about $650. Let's say $650. So I could get another $645, 4.3 terahash, which would put me at 16.6 terahashes. So let's work that out. 16, 6, 3, oh, yeah, and then we'll calculate that. So the amount of money I put in personally myself hasn't changed. So now it's saying I'm going to earn my money back in 40 days. Now it's saying I should be earning $39 a day, 274, and then 1,100 and 14,000 a year. So you see where it's just going up and up and up. Now, I was trying to explain this to my friends last night, and sorry again if this video is going off. I don't know how I'll do this quicker. Sorry guys. I was talking to my friends last night, and I was trying to explain to him. I said, look, if it stays as it is, I'll end up earning, you know, like this many terahashes, and that would work out to be this many gigahash, and that would work out that much a month. And they were saying to me, yeah, but Glenn, it'd always be going up, wouldn't it? So the amount I worked out, like, oh, okay, so if I got an extra 180 gigahashes a day, times that by 365, yeah? But it wouldn't, because you'd gain 180 gigahash that day. The next day you would gain 190 gigahash. The next day you would gain 200 gigahash, and it would keep going up. So this got me thinking. I said, yeah, you're right, actually. I've miscalculated this, but that's just, a basis if I bought $180 worth of gigahash every day. So then I thought, oh, the only thing that I can think of that's similar to it is like compound interest. So obviously if you put £1,000 in the bank, you might already know what compound interest is, but if you don't, if you was to put £1,000 into a savings account and you earn interest on it every day, the next day you would have 1,100. 1,001, let's just say. But the next day you would earn interest on 1,001. So then you'd have 1,002 maybe. Then it would go up to 1,004. Then it would go up to 1,012. And it would keep going up like that. So over the time, it rapidly starts to snowball. Imagine rolling a snowball on the ground. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's compound interest, sort of a daily amount. So how do we work out? I was saying to my friend, I said, yeah, but I can't work that out in my head. So then I went over to this compound interest website. So the amount I initially purchased was $1,650. That's how much money I personally put into Hashflare, and again, this is in dollars. So I had to work out how much would be the daily interest. So I went to another website and typed in $29 worth of, compared $29 of 1,650. How much is that in percentage? It worked out 1% and 81. Sorry, 1.81. What's the length of the term? So 365. And then how much of your daily investment would go into it? So obviously if I gain $30, how much would I then put back in? Well, I'm thinking of putting in all of it, so 100%. So then I'm putting in 100% reinvestment every day. Include weekends, yes, because Hashflare is 24/7. It doesn't turn off at weekends and stuff like that. Now, before I show you this next page, because I've already seen the results, I don't believe that I'd earn that much. I assume at some point Hashflare will have a point where they'll say, actually, we've run out of hash power, or they're sold out. So then the amount I'm earning would be capped at that point. But this is what could be in a dream world scenario. Okay, so this is me reinvesting 100% every day. So let's calculate that. You can find one of these online. I just searched compound interest daily calculator. I typed in something like that. So originally we put in 1,650. So let me just show you. So day one, I would earn $29. So that's actually spot on with what I'm earning. The next day it would go up to $30.41. Next day $30.96, and you see it just goes up and up and up. Very small amounts. Really not saying that you'd probably be too fussed with. But this is where it gets interesting. So this is what you'd earn in total if you was to save all of them, 1,100. But again, we're reinvesting it. So actually the amount I'd end up with is zero in cash. But remember, this is hash power worth. So imagine when I'm saying $51, that's $51 worth of hash power, right? Then it goes up. So now we're into the sort of $50 mark every day. Then 60s and 70s. Now I've earned £2,000 worth of hash power. Next month, 3,400. Anyway, this keeps going on and on. And eventually you start to get into silly figures. So at the end of the year, now we're talking about £18,703 per day. This equates to 437 in a month, and then it goes up and up and up, and then it starts going into the 204,000 mark. So obviously I don't think that I'll be able to do that, just because this is dream world, it's no one makes that sort of money from sitting on their laptop. So I don't know. And this was an interesting figure. So if you started off with an investment of 1,650 on Wednesday the 13th of December, which is today, Your principal amount grew to 1.1 million. That's how much it would be worth on Thursday, the 13th of December 2018. Your total cash withdrawals were 0 over the course of 365 days. Your total net profit would be 1.1 million. Now, again, I saw this and it completely blew my mind. I was like, what? And then I was like, that's if the price of the coin stays as it is today. If it keeps going up, that figure's going to go up. And say like Bitcoin goes up 10%, that's going to go up 10%. So now we're talking like, I don't know, like 1.25 million. I honestly don't think, guys, obviously if I earn 1% of that, which would be what, 10 grand, I assume, or something like that, I'd be happy. You know, like I'd be happy. This is crazy figures, and I can't ever imagine earning anywhere near this. Even $100 a day. I mean, if I was earning $100 a day, I'd probably just start withdrawing the money then and just live off. Because $100 a day, that's, you know, you're earning £700 a week. You know, £2.5 grand a month. I would probably start withdrawing money at that point. So then all these figures are irrelevant. If I left it as it is, you know, if you're thinking, do you know what, I'm going to give that a shot. I'm going to put in $1,000. Try this website out. You can change this if you want. So I was talking to my friend last night, and he said, well, I'll probably put in 1,000. So if all the rest of the figures are the same, let's see what his £1,000 would be potentially worth 697,000 at the end of the year in hash power. So imagine that he'd have, you know, I don't know, like 10,000 terahashes. So chances are they'll probably sell out before then. So at some point, say, I don't know, mid-January, Hashflare might say, sorry, we're currently sold out of Bitcoin mining. So then the most you'd ever earn is that much a day. That's what I believe to happen. But I'm going to try and get as high up as I can before that happens and see how far it takes me. But let me know what you guys think, because to me, this is, you know, that I got that figure in my head last night. I almost couldn't sleep because I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, everything I've done so far, unless I've done something, if you've noticed that I've done something completely stupid and wrong, please call me out on it. But that's what I've worked it out to be so far. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to let you guys know, and if them figures start holding true, maybe I should take a screenshot of it. Let's do like the first month. So I'm just going to take a snapshot of that. So really then, by December the, well, what's this saying here? Friday the 12th of January. So I actually come back off holiday on Friday the 12th of January. And this Hashflare I can leave running so it does it itself anyway. So I won't even need to check it while I'm out there. I should be then earning, oh, this is based on my friend's one, isn't it? So let's do it again. I should be able to come back off holiday and show you that I'm earning that much a day. And if it starts to ring true, then maybe I will leave it, because that's insane figures. So let me take a screenshot of that. So I should be on, by the day I come back off holiday, the day I land back from America, I should be on Hashflare earning $50 a day. Now if that rings true, I'm going to let it ride because I want to be earning, so really by Tuesday, February the 20th, I want to be earning $100 a day. Then maybe I'll rethink it. $100 a day. Let's see how much Bitcoin that would be. So how would I get that figure? Sorry, I know I'm probably going on and you've probably clicked off the video now, but I want to figure it out myself. So we want this to be sort of 100. Let's just put in some random figures. Let's put in. Well, no, let's work it out. If that's $40, really, I want to times that by 3. So 16 terahash, I'd probably want 32, 48. So let's do 48 terahashes. I'm good, aren't I? So at that point, I would have 48 terahashes, and that would start paying me $100 a day. For me to get, so it would only take me, well, if I'm earning 2.8 Bitcoin a day, to get one whole one, it would take me obviously half that, and then a little bit less, probably actually a third. So it would take me about 4 months. So I'd have one whole Bitcoin potentially by, we've got December, January, February, March. So maybe by March. If I had one whole Bitcoin by March, I'd be so happy, over the moon. Obviously, I was looking at buying an Antminer S9, and their shipping and delivery time was about mid-February. So then I would only start to mine, you know, $25-$30 a day using an Antminer S9. I know I would own the equipment, I could sell it at any time and gain my money back, but this is going to get me there probably a year faster than if I was to mine myself, because if I was to buy a Antminer and run it at 12 terahashes, 12.5 terahash, let's say, to mine one whole Bitcoin would take that's got to be what, a year and 4 months. So a year and 4 months from March. So it would actually take me until sort of June 2019 to get one whole Bitcoin. Whereas this hash flare, if I keep it riding as it is, potentially, this is only potentially, I could, no, that wouldn't be right. I'm working out wrong actually, because I'm putting in as if I mined, if I had 68 terahashes now. So really, I'd have, if I got to March and I'm earning $100 a day, that's when I would have the, so then that would take about 3 or 4 months from there. So maybe by summertime 2018, I'd have one whole Bitcoin. Is that right? Let me know down below. But anyway, that's me. I'm going to stop because I'm going on too long. Sorry. Let me know what you guys think down below. Please don't forget to subscribe. Oh, a big... no, I'll do a separate video. Thank you very much for all your support, and the people that are clicking on my link, there's a little link down below that takes you to Hashflare. If you haven't signed up to Hashflare yet, you click my link down below, it will take you to Hashflare site, and it gives me obviously the ability to get more hash power. So you would be helping me get to one whole Bitcoin quicker. It doesn't cost you anything, and it doesn't affect your price, your end. It's all the same price. It's just that whoever refers that person to that link, they get a cut of what you're mining, or what your initial purchase is, I believe, whatever you buy at the beginning. So you'd be really helping me out. It's like you're almost giving me a tip, because I wake up one day and I've got some extra power in my Hashflare account. So thank you very much. And the gentleman who bought, I won't mention his name because he might not want it announced, but he purchased it through my link, and he bought quite a bit last night, and that sort of pushed me up to 12 terahashes. So again, you've just got me an extra terahash overnight, so I thank you very much for that, and I thank you for all your support. I was messaging him quite a lot last night, and we were toing and froing with ideas. So I love the support that I'm getting from you guys. Like I say, my wife, she doesn't believe in it at all. She thinks it's all made up and it's a fantasy land. I'm sitting here watching porn or something all day. But I say to her, look, and I keep showing her things. I'm like, look, this is worth this much, and and she's like, yeah, Glenn, can I go and buy a coat with it? And I'm like, well, no, not yet, but one day. So it's nice to actually talk to people that believe in what I believe and see the vision and see the future. So thank you very much. I love all your support. Please comment. Please send me messages. Use my link down below for Hashflare, and I'll see you guys on the next video of BitGlen. See you later, guys. Bye.